This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so this is the release history of SAP. So I was telling about you, it started with R1 architecture, R3, R2 architecture, R3 architecture, and then ERP central component, which was called as ECC in short. So most of you must be aware of ECC. So in ECC, we had enhancement packages. So package 1 to 8. So the latest enhancement package was 8. So you can see here SAP enhancement package 8. So which was launched in 2016. So after that, SAP has officially announced that they are not going to release any new enhancement package within ECC or any new version of ECC. Either not a new version of ECC. We had seen ECC 5.0, we had seen ECC 6.0. So most of them are expecting they might release ECC 7.0, but not. So that was decision was taken away. ECC 7.0 was not released, and then they decided to release a system called as a S4 HANA system. So you can say this is a replacement to ECC now. So going further, so most of them who are currently in ECC, they might be in any package. The packages like enhancement package EHP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 up to 8. So after 8, there is no choice. You have to shift to S4 HANA system. So S4 HANA is a completely new system of SAP that has been released. Now, how it is different from ECC? How this S4 HANA system is different from ECC? Okay, so let us try to understand that. So these are the versions we have, and here you can see the number what you have 1511. So 15 indicates the year of launch and the 11 indicates the month. So 11 indicates November and this is 15 indicates 2015. So this version was released in November 2015. This was released in October 2016, September 2017, September 2018, and September 2019. So these are the versions. So again, you might have seen different module wise versions differently. That doesn't bother about. So this is a just to identify which version it is. So the number after S4 HANA, whatever the number you see here, like 1511. So 15 represents the year of launch 2015 and 11 indicates the month in the year. So that is the November 2015. Okay. So this is a release history of SAP. So you have to keep in mind that ECC, after going ahead, it will be S4 HANA system. So every client who is currently using ECC system should one day shift to S4 HANA system. And SAP has officially announced also by 2025, they are going to stop the official support of ECC. So still we have time, 4 to 5 years of time to convert or migrate from ECC to S4 HANA system. Right, so they have given us an ample time to shift, but 2025 is the cutoff time given by SAP. They are going to stop ECC support. Okay, so this is all about first S4 HANA system. Now let us see the differences between ECC, what we are currently using ECC system, and what would be your S4 HANA system, how it would look like. So this is the what exactly is S4 HANA now. So this is SAP Business Suite for SAP HANA 4, Business Suite 4 version on SAP HANA. So otherwise, fourth version of SAP Business Suite. So why this 4 came here? This is nothing but fourth version of SAP Business Suite. So when you say Business Suite, it includes integration of modules in it. Most of the integration of modules in it has been done. So currently we have in ECC like modules like finance, MM, sales, etc. are embedded. But going further, in S4 HANA, they are trying to integrate as much as modules, whatever possibility is there. So going further, maybe you need not have separate systems. Same system can be used as different applications. So currently, most of the clients are using like they have a separate system for ECC, separate system for sales, a separate system for finance. But going further, one single S4 HANA system can be used as multiple applications. That is what I am talking about here as modules integrated. And then Fiori has been introduced in S4 HANA as a front end. So what is the ECC front end currently what we are using? How do we log in into ECC? It is just using GUI, SAP GUI software. So most of you must be aware of it, and you are also logging through the SAP GUI currently. So that will be still there. GUI is still there in S4 HANA also, but they have given Fiori also as a front end by default. Now coming to the question, do we also need to log in into S4 HANA system through Fiori? The answer is no. We don't log in into S4 HANA through Fiori. We log in the same way we are logging into ECC. That is through GUI Launchpad only, GUI Logon Pad only. So there is no difference in that. Where is this difference coming then? Fiori as a front end. When they say Fiori as a front end, it is only for end user perspective, not for the technical consultants like security basis. So we are not the target audience for usage of this Fiori. So this Fiori will be used only from the end user perspective. Like when I say end user perspective, what do you mean by that? There are some transactions which an end user has to perform, like a invoice processing, sales order creation, whatever the function modules you pick up. They have each and every function module has its own end user activities to be done. Say they use the transactions like FB01, VA01, MM01 for material management. So all these transactions have been converted into Fiori tiles. So which looks like your app in your smartphone, how the apps work. So the similar way, this tile or app, tile or app is a synonymous word. You can use either tile or an app, nothing. There is no difference between that. So, but basically, technically, we call them as a tiles here. A Fiori screen is the basically in the form of tiles. When the user clicks on the tile, so he can open up the screen where he can enter the details, and the screen is like user friendly. So one of the feedback, most of the feedback from end users is SAP screen is not so user friendly. Like executing a transaction, entering all the details related to business data, it is not user friendly. So to make it as user friendly, so they have launched Fiori as a front end. The entire application look and feel has been modified. So that application look and feel is now in the form of a Fiori. So that is what is called as Fiori as a front end. And now one major change that has happened is HANA as a database. So far, ECC also needs a database to run, but we can use any database. We can use Oracle database, we can use DB2 database. But going further, S4 HANA system will have or will run only on SAP HANA. So HANA is a SAP's own database. It will run only on the HANA database. So that is another big change for every client. So currently, most of the clients are using some traditional databases like Oracle or DB2, SQL, Sybase, etc. So they have to shift to HANA database by 2025, because 2025 onwards only S4 HANA system will work. Means if your S4 HANA system should work, your database should be HANA. So there will be lot of database migrations happening in the next 3 to 4 years, because every client has to shift to. Already it started. Most of the clients are shifting from normal traditional databases to HANA database. so that when they implement S4 HANA, they are already in track with it, so that they can be the system can be working on it. So this is what is happening. So most of the clients are doing now data migrations only the database migration only. They are not shifting to the S4 HANA system. They want to observe the behavior of the system. When the database is converted to HANA database, from Oracle to HANA database, what would be the behavior of the system? So, because one thing what I heard, or based on my experience, what I heard is the table level, the tables are getting modified in the database level. Most of the tables are getting integrated. For example, for if you take an example of material management, material management has 10 tables to store a data of a material currently in ECC. Those 10 tables have been integrated as one table today in HANA database. So means earlier, whenever a material master data is created, the data used to go into 10 tables, but now the data is going into a single table in HANA database. So such changes have to be done with respect to your programs. The programs have to be HANA compatible now. Most of the programs, whatever the programs, because all the current ABAP programs which are running on ECC and the traditional databases, the sorting, so those who understand the sorting in we have the concept of sorting in HANA program, ABAP programming. So that HANA programming concept also has to be modified according to HANA database. So slowly organizations and clients are shifting their first migrating the database HANA, then they are modifying the programs to HANA compatible programs, and then they are thinking of S4 HANA migration. So currently whoever is in ECC, this is the way they are doing in the implementation part. They are not directly going to S4 HANA. They want to know the behavior of the system. So first they want to get habituated to HANA database. That's why they are just migrating to HANA database now. And then slowly they will, once they are comfortable with the HANA database, they will migrate the ECC to S4 HANA system. Okay. So this is all the overview of an S4 system, S4 HANA system. Now coming to our job as a security consultant, will our job nature is going to change when your ECC system is shifted to S4 HANA? Is your job nature is going to change? So for this question, you need to understand, first of all, how the system. I told you, as a GRC consultant or as a security consultant, how do we log in into S4 HANA system? It is normal through GUI login, SAP logon pad or SAP GUI login. Means now the next question comes, what are the basic responsibilities of a security consultant? So we create users or we create roles. So what is the T code we use for creating roles? SU01, that is not changed. PFCG T code for creating a role, that is also not changed. So whatever you are doing currently in ECC for creation of users, for creation of roles, your SUIM, SU10, the trace ST01, STAUTH trace, all the T codes will function as it is. There is no change in that. So there is something extra that has been introduced in S4 HANA system, or when client or when you go for an interviews, when they ask about have you worked on S4 HANA system, what are they expecting from out of you? So they are expecting nothing but you need to have a knowledge on Fiori security part, because as I told you, Fiori is a front end, acting as a front end, means user will access any application through Fiori only. User needs access to Fiori tiles, means you need to know how to create a role with the Fiori tile to give access to a Fiori tile, Fiori launchpad. And if user is unable to see the tile, what will be the troubleshooting areas, how to troubleshoot it. So these are the additional areas what you need to know. So there is nothing change in your security job. it is as it is performed. All the T codes, whatever we are using currently in ECC, the same T codes also we use going forward. But the additional thing what you will have to perform is Fiori security. So to become a S4 HANA security consultant, you have to learn Fiori. What are our roles and responsibilities in Fiori? So if you see the look of, if you see the, first of all, the architecture, so you may get some clarity about it. So this is the architecture it is going to be. So the traditional three-tier architecture, you all know, we have been using it for so many years now. This is the front end part, presentation layer, application layer, and your database layer. So the database can be anything, as I told you, any traditional databases, Oracle, Sybase, etc. Whereas in coming to S4 HANA architecture, the application layer and the database layer has been integrated, and the database is by default HANA. So your entire application code, application server, and the HANA database, which is HANA, have been integrated. And this can be accessed through a front-end client. The front-end client can be your Fiori or SAP GUI or some other third-party application. Like we have some other front-end applications like Personas, Leonardo, SAP Personas, SAP Leonardo. So anything can be used as a front-end, but SAP as by default is giving you Fiori for end user perspective, and SAP GUI logon presentation for presentation layer, we can log in through that. So going forward, you will have only two layers, the presentation layer and the application and database have been integrated. So this is called as in-memory database. So earlier the application processing and database were separate, but now the application server and database are in the same system. So the processing will be fast. Earlier it was two servers, two different places. Now it is the same place. So the processing will be fast when compared to the earlier ECC version 3-tier architecture. Now let us see the official SAP document, what SAP is teaching as SAP HANA security syllabus. So this is called as ADM 945, authorization concept for S4 HANA. So if you see the if you see the syllabus part, what SAP is officially teaching as a 2-day course. Yeah. So this is your syllabus, ADM 945, authorization concept for S4 HANA. So the course duration is 2 days. So it is a 2-day session, and this is the syllabus. So once you see the syllabus, you get a clarity. It is nothing more than Fiori. So it is all about Fiori, SAP Fiori concept, understanding the SAP Fiori concept, understanding Fiori architecture, explaining Fiori UI authorizations, OData authorizations, legacy authorizations, tracing S4 HANA project user, transport authorization components, Fiori applications in roles, Fiori, and then defining OData services for multiple backends, Fiori integration scenarios, cloud platform integration, UI runtime adaptation. So nothing new except Fiori. So if you are going to learn Fiori, so that is sufficient for your or to claim yourself as a S4 HANA security consultant. So that's it. These are the 8 units you have in the syllabus, and every unit is just focusing on the Fiori part. Okay, so concentrate on the Fiori part if you are going to if you want to learn about S4 HANA security, just concentrate on the Fiori part. That is sufficient. And few clients, they want to control the database as well. So within database also, we have a HANA security concept, but in the SAP official document, they have nothing mentioned about HANA security concept. So HANA security is a different concept. It is a database security. So it is nowhere related to your S4 HANA security. S4 HANA security is a separate course, separate job as such, but it does not fall into S4 HANA security consultant job or a job description. So you have to focus primarily on the Fiori concept. Okay. So this is one thing. And coming to HANA, if you want to learn HANA, so HANA has a different thing. So this is your HANA syllabus. It has nothing to do with your S4 HANA. We have to deal with it independently as a HANA database. What is HANA Studio? Especially we contact or we interact with the system, HANA system through HANA Studio. Then what do you mean by HANA repository? How authentication happens, SSO happens, and user management, basically all user administration activities and authorizations. So in HANA, we call it as a privileges concept. So how many types of privileges are there? How to create the privileges? Can we create a privileges at all? Are there any standard privileges available? And how the auditing can be done, authorization trace can be done. So these are the things you need to learn from HANA security perspective if you want to learn. But from S4 HANA side, this is completely different. There is no relation between S4 HANA system and the HANA security concept. So this is a SAP official documentation, which is claiming as authorization concept for S4 HANA. So just to concentrate on the Fiori part. Nothing is required from the HANA database side. So that's about HANA security, S4 HANA security part. So now I'll open this session for queries. So if you have any questions, now let me know.
Can we add this Fiori to ECC system without S4HANA?
Yes, we can add it. But the thing is, okay, as I told you here, it is integrated. The system is giving by default, right? So if you want, if you are using ECC, then it would be like a separate system has to be there for you. Okay, let me show you in a diagrammatic format. Okay, suppose you imagine this is your ECC. On your ECC, a separate this is required, gateway system. So we call that as a gateway.
Okay.
And this is your regular ECC. And then your login will be from here on the top. So we log in, the end users log in into through gateway, and this integration will be done between gateway and ECC. So the primarily gateway will be used as a tile where the tiles access will be given to you through this. So the gateway system is responsible for your tiles, and your ECC system is primarily responsible for your the data. When you pull the data, so suppose you are trying to pull some data from your sales system, some sales data you needed.
Okay.
So the business data will be fetched from your ECC, and the gateway is responsible for your tiles visibility. Okay, I request
thank
all of
you.
others to be on mute while we are speaking because it is a problem in echoing condition.
Okay,
Yeah,
so Sridhar, one more follow-up question on that. So do we get SAP Fiori together with S4HANA when we install it?
correct.
Okay.
So In the same system, you have all the components, and by default, they are giving all the components currently, even including the S4 HANA that has a Fiori by default. But in ECC, we are not getting currently. We have to buy it separately as a gateway
Right.
system.
Okay. Okay, so there will be some differences in look and feel of the GUI if we see for S4 HANA and ECC, or they are the same, like by seeing the look and feel of login and the menu and everything.
Correct. If you talk about us security consultants, the look and
Yes.
feel is no difference.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Thank you.
That differs for the end user's point of view.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Sridhar, I have one question. The
Yeah,
Fury has a front-end design. It's more like a look and feel,
correct.
web design, like a kind of screens, good design. And where we can apply this security concept on that Fury part, which what level? In that like front-end level, design level, or the background code? Just I want to know that part.
Okay. This actually comes under the Fiori security concept what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll take it as separate session next week.
Okay.
So we'll be discussing in detail about that
Sridhar,
concept. Okay. See,
Sridhar,
all
this
of
is
you.
Kishore.
I request all of you to be on mute because we are dealing one by one. So once one person stops the question, you can come up with the next question. So please do not speak in the middle. I request all of you. Okay. So all of you, those who have questions on Fiori security, next weekend I am planning a new session or a separate session for Fiori security, like how to build a role for tiles visibility and other, especially for Fiori access. Okay. So do not put any questions on that right now. In the next session, I will deal with the questions, all those questions.
Sridhar. Sridhar,
Yes. Yeah, Prashant.
yeah, you were talking about the tables integration in S4 HANA, right?
Correct.
In ECC, traditional ECC for material management, we had 10 tables, and whereas when it comes to S4 HANA, all those tables were integrated and put into a single table. So,
Correct.
as a security consultant, do we also need to be aware of, what were the tables earlier and what are the tables now in S4 HANA?
Yeah. So generally, we have the table level restrictions, right? We can do the table level restriction based on group level or individual table level, like
Yeah,
using
yeah,
objects s underscore tabu underscore this or s underscore tabu underscore nav.
Tabuna. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So earlier you need to maintain 10 tables. Now you need to maintain only one table.
Okay, okay, Sridhar. And
So
also regarding this,
yeah, you need to go in detail and understand about that concept first of all. What are the earlier tables and what is the current table? So don't be in a hurry and don't make a mess there. You have to very carefully do that.
okay, Sridhar. And also regarding this, people are also talking about cloud. What is it about, Sridhar? Is it a database or?
Okay. I don't have any exposure to cloud, but I'll give you some introduction about cloud concept. So
Yeah.
what exactly is cloud is in premise. So generally wherever you have a server, right? You have to, any client, if you talk about any client, first they buy the hardware and then they install the software components on it and they keep the server in their same location and they start using it. But when it comes to cloud, they don't buy any hardware. They are not going to buy any hardware. Instead, SAP is providing the cloud now, means a common database, a common hardware where every client can buy a space in that, like what currently we are doing for the website thing. So how the website hosting will be done? You listen of, you talk about GoDaddy or you talk about some website providers, host providers. They have a huge servers provided them. We buy the space within them and we start using that. So means we need not buy the hardware. We just buy the space and we pay for it on monthly basis or yearly basis, and then we can use the application in that space. So that is a cloud concept actually. But most of the clients, those who have sensitive information, like especially if you talk about banking organizations, or if you talk about some government organizations who are using SAP, they never go for cloud because they cannot compromise for the data security. So if you are placing your data somewhere in third-party cloud, like SAP will hold all the data, or some Amazon cloud will all hold the data, Google cloud will hold the data. So they don't want to keep their data in their presence, in their servers. So that is the reason most of the big organizations and those who feel their data is sensitive enough, they don't go for cloud concept. They will have in-premise, means in their premises only, the server will be installed, the hardware will be installed. So this is a concept.
Yeah. Okay, Sridhar. Thank you.
So Sridhar, Ravi here. You told about
Yep.
the T codes. You told that there are most of the T codes that are similar. Are there any
Yeah.
T codes that are different, like other than the list of security? Any special T codes?
As of now, I still don't see any specialty codes. Maybe in future we come to know slowly, because S4 HANA system is like still vague to most of them. So slowly they are exploring, one by one we are exploring, but the data is not clear cut. We don't have any data as such for that.
Okay. One small doubt, like I heard that there is a new T code for SC16. Like we had SC16, now we have SC16 again. And there is a new T code that is coming up for S4 HANA, SC16H. Is it relevant for security as well, or is it only for function? Any idea on that? Just want to know.
I'm not aware of this one. I have to check it actually.
Okay, okay, still.
I'll check it and let you know. You can ping me separately. I will let you know.
Okay, thank you, Sridhar.
Okay, Sridhar, as you said, like we don't have any other changes for security consultant, but I wanted to understand, like, we are going for authorization checks through tracing and SU53. So if the
Yeah.
user will use Fiori as a front-end system, then there should be change, right?
Okay. So two things actually, as I told you, see here, the Fiori part, we are dealing only with the tiles concept. So you don't have something like tracing concept. It is like the tile is visible to you, not visible to you, or if there is an error in the tile when you're clicking on the tile. So something like this only we get. So there is nothing like a transaction or some object is missing. So all those things do not generally come up in the Fiori aspect. It is only the visibility of the tiles concept.
Okay, okay. So there won't be any objects and all.
Yeah, there will be objects, but that objects will be common for everyone. It is not specific for every user. It is not different from. There might be some common objects like S_service that is especially used for OData services connectivity between ECC and gateway to the Fiori system, something like that. So that is required for everybody, not specific to one specific functional user.
Okay, can you please give me an overview what these tiles will consist of?
Tiles. You're talking about
Yes,
tiles?
yeah, yes, tiles.
Okay, tiles thing I will discuss in the next weekend. I'm conducting a session on Fiori security, so you can join. Then we can discuss more about it.
Okay.
Sridhar, for front-end gateway, can we connect different backend systems, right?
This gateway you're talking about?
Yes.
Different backend systems in the sense, like you mean to say other systems like BW something?
SRM.
Yes, you can connect. Just like in ECC, how we are connecting, you can put it to the different systems.
Okay, so now that SRM needs to be connected with the HANA database only, or any other traditional database?
You're talking about ECC?
No. For if you are going to connect SRM, another system as SRM to the gateway, so that SRM system needs to be with HANA database or any other traditional database.
So SRM system, if it is not S4 HANA system, HANA is not mandatory. You can use any database.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
So because it is coming as a package, S4 HANA system is a package. You don't have an option to choose a database. It is a package with the default HANA database.
Okay, okay, got it, sir. Thank you.
Sridhar, this is Lakshmi.
Yeah.
As a security consultant, do we need to aware of the whole concept of the theory, or is there something specific part to related to SAP?
Yes, we need to know about Fiori, how to build a Fiori role. We don't have the concept of T codes and authorizations morely in the Fiori concept. We have the concept of catalogs and roles, catalogs and groups. So instead of adding a T code under the role, we add the catalogs, we add the groups of it. So what exactly is a catalog? What exactly is a group? How to add them? So that all I'll discuss in the next session, next weekend session, a separate concept, Fiori security concept.
Okay, thank you.
What is S4 HANA Studio and this one ECC? What's the exact difference to that? Like I can able to see a few of them logged into S4 HANA Studio and creating the users and creating the roles, mapping the roles to the users. As you said, like once these systems are migrated into S4 HANA, like background would be same for security consultant. Like what is the exact difference? Like did we require to log into HANA Studio by security consultant?
Yeah, that's what I told you. So I have just shown you the HANA security syllabus, right?
Yes.
So when I'm talking about HANA security syllabus, so that syllabus talks about how to create a user in the HANA database, how to create a role, and how to assign a role to user in the HANA database. That can be possible using Studio only. We can log in. See how to log in into, first of all, database using a application called HANA Studio.
Okay.
So to log in into HANA Studio, every user needs a login. So that login we will be creating if they allow us to create. Because most of the database consultants are not allowing us to do that because they themselves doing that activity.
Okay.
So currently, if they are using HANA Studio in your organization, so the roles of creating users in HANA Studio and assigning roles in HANA Studio, who is taking that responsibility? Is it the database or the security consultants are taking that? If you are the responsible person, then you need to learn that, how to do that.
Okay, like in general, like database users only will log into HANA Studio, like normal end users or our security consultants not required to be log into HANA Studio. You mean to say, right?
Exactly, correct. End user has nothing to do into login into database, so they never exist in the database.
Okay.
Sridhar, Ravi here again.
Yeah.
What about the transport management? Is it still the same? Like, can we use CHAM or we can use manual transportation? Or is there any new system established in S4 HANA for moving our changes to production? Or how is it? Just want to know.
Yeah, especially from a backend point of view, the same, no change. TMS concept is same. I'm talking about the application server, like backend system. But when it comes to Fiori, so there is some application called Content Lifecycle Management, CLM. So SAP is recommending to use that CLM, Content Lifecycle Management application. But most of the clients are not comfortable using it. So they are using the concept of import and export, upload and download when it comes to Fiori aspect.
Okay, so is CHAM is still possible in S4 HANA? Like how the transportations can be done?
Yes,
So
yes.
CHAM will
CHAM
be
is,
available? Okay.
yeah, CHAM is can be integrated with the S4 HANA.
Okay. Okay.
Hi, Sridhar, this is Bhaskar.
Yeah, Bhaskar.
Yeah, actually, while converting a system to general ECC 6.0 to S4 HANA, what are the prerequisites following as a security consultant? System conversion, like, upgradation level, something. General ECC 6.0 to S4 HANA system, like system conversion. That time, what are the prerequisites following as a security consultant?
What are the prerequisites to migrate from ECC to S4 HANA? Is your question? Is that your question?
Yes. System conversion, something. Yeah, migrations.
Okay. Nothing as such. Basically, there is no any such thing. So basically you have your organization should be ready to migrate. That's it. So that's what I told you. Currently what I have seen based on my experience, instead of directly migrating from ECC to S4 HANA, which is a drastic change, the front end is changing, the database is changing, the table level structure is changing internally. Now what they are doing is keeping ECC as it is, they are implementing Fiori to get the feel of Fiori, how Fiori looks like. They are migrating database to HANA at the bottom. So they are migrating database to HANA, keeping ECC only. Getting my point?
Yes. Coming to the
So
database level, the S4 HANA should be in the HANA supports from only HANA database only, right?
correct.
Yes. Normal uses support from any database, any traditional database.
Yeah, ECC can work on any traditional database, including HANA also. Including HANA also it can work. But I
Okay.
told you that that programming has to be modified. Your program has to be compatible with the HANA database.
Okay. Fine. Thank you.
So,
So that's
hi
what.
Sridhar, this is Malesh. You told me like a 2020 onwards, like a ECC, there is no SAP support. So if we are going to use same thing, ECC is the same, and they are migrating to S4 HANA. So
Uh-huh.
if anything issues comes in ECC side, who is going to support? Just generic question.
Okay, this is I told you that the year is 2025, not 2021.
Oh, okay.
2025. So still we
Okay.
have a lot of time to migrate. But suppose if you are not migrating even after 2025, whenever you raise an SAP message to SAP, they simply put a message, please migrate your system to S4 HANA. They are not going to give you a solution to you.
Okay. Thank you, Sridhar.
Is Fiori security, is it the same concept as application server as Java?
Yeah, it looks somewhat similar to that. Not same, because Java is a written in Java language, whereas Fiori concept is been written in ABAP, WebIntro, and UI programming, user interface, UI5 code.
Okay.
But the look and feel will be almost similar. The enterprise portal. If you had seen enterprise portal earlier, how the enterprise portal looks like, in the
Okay.
similar way, the Fiori also looks
Okay.
somewhat similar to that.
Okay. Thanks.
So
Sridhar,
yes,
you were talking about HANA security, right? There you were talking about only database security, but I also heard that it can also be used as an application, as an advancement of BW.
correct. Okay. So
Yeah.
now what is happening is using your HANA, right? Instead of pulling the data from, so generally BW system, we pull the data from BW system for reporting purposes. Okay. But what we can do, if it is HANA database, from ECC, you can integrate with your HANA database. So the data loading can be done directly into your HANA instead of BW. So means the reporting can be done directly from the ECC data. So BW system is not needed going further slowly. So they are trying to eliminate it, a separate system for it. Or now they are calling it as something like BW on HANA. So you can write a reporting, not necessarily on BW. You can also write the reporting. You can pull the data from directly on ECC as well. ECC tables also directly from HANA. You can also pull the data from ECC tables, and you can write the programming, and the programming will be fast when compared to the earlier reporting purposes.
Yeah, this is same as database HANA database security. This can be done in Studio only, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
in
sure.
HANA Studio, we have different levels actually. Like modeling concept, we call it modelers. Modelers are responsible people who are precisely calling BW consultants. They write all the queries, the mappings, and all those things will be done by them. And then security consultants, if at all they allow us to do, we are responsible for doing user administration and role administration. And as a basis consultant, they are for installation. and database consultant for the database administration activities. So 4 teams will be involved at the database level.
Yes, sir.
In Fiori security, will you use the what is it called, the UME, user management engine, which is used in the application server as Java?
Come again? I get your question. Get
So
your
in
question.
in Fiori security,
Uh-huh.
there is a concept in application server as Java. We have the concept called as user management engine. That's where we assign the groups and the roles and the user account.
Correct.
So is it the
We
same
call
thing?
that as user management engine in Java concept.
Okay.
So
Is
here
it the
we
same
call it
thing in
as
Fiori as well?
no. We
Okay.
don't have such thing.
Okay.
So
That's
Fiori is nothing. We don't have anything about that front end look. We don't use it at all. Only from end user perspective, he logs in into a tile, and when he enters the data into tile, okay. So when he enters the data into tile, he just goes and sees the data will be stored into your backend system. So this I will discuss in the next session actually in detail.
Okay.
How the Fiori tiles look and feel will be.
Okay.
Sridhar, this is Kishore. I just want to know if someone is getting into S4HANA 1510 something, is there any transaction codes are getting absoluted?
Yes. So that information will be available to you in the respective installation guides. So when you download the basis downloads all the required material and the documents for it. So you have to go through those documents. What are the authorization perspective? What are the changes happening? So that you will find in the respective installation guides and admin guides of it.
Thank you.
Okay, right then. So next week I'm conducting a Fiori session. So I'll be sending you the details shortly. So next weekend probably on Saturday or Sunday. So we will see in detail about the Fiori. So we'll have an extensive session on it. So maybe for 1.5 hour, 2 hours of session. So we will understand the entire thing about the Fiori concept.
Thank you, sir.
Sure, Sridhar.
Right. So thanks everyone for joining this session.
Thank you,
So
Sridhar.
we will be having
Thank you, Sridhar.
and,
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot, Sridhar.
Thank
It was
you.
very interesting.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Sridhar.
Thank you so
thank you
much.
everyone.
Thank you.